EastEnders Ross Marshall and Vicki Fowler's relationship hits the rocks again next week. But will Zach Hudson be on hand to pick up the pieces? After Ross confides in his pals that he's finding it hard to trust Vicki, since she confessed to sleeping with someone else, Zach struggles to cover his guilt. However, before Zach has the chance to warn Vicki about the situation, Ross drops a bombshell that sends her reeling. It turns out that Joel is still causing trouble for his dad and Vicki, even from behind bars, reveals our Albert Square source. Ross has been given news about his son's sentencing, and it throws a grenade into his relationship with Vicki. But how will the news about Joel affect their future as a couple? As Ross and Vicki discuss what this new information could mean for them moving forward, it's clear that Vicki is thrown by the curveball. However, despite her reservations, she commits to working through things with Ross and facing the uncertainty as a team. As the reality of the situation sinks in, Zach encourages Vicki to be honest with Ross about how she feels. But when she opens up to her fiancé and admits that she's hesitant about what's to come, Ross makes an ill-judged comment, leading Vicki to storm out. It seems these two will never see eye to eye when it comes to Joel, says our insider. But do they love each other enough to make it work? Or is it finally the end of the road for the couple, as Zach waits in the wings to swoop in? While Vicki made it clear to Zach that their fling was over when she got engaged to Ross, the situation got a fair bit trickier when she suggested that her secret lover move in with them. This new living arrangement may have solved Zach's increasing financial worries, but it's brought his undeniable chemistry with Vicki back to the surface, and the pair can't seem to stay away from each other. Could this latest drama with Ross push Vicki and Zach back together once again? In the ever-turbulent world of EastEnders, calm is always an illusion, and just when Walford seems to catch its breath, another storm rolls in. This time, the shockwaves center around Joel Marshall, a name that has quietly lingered on the edges of chaos. Until now, the square wakes to an uneasy tension. There's no dramatic explosion, no police sirens, just whispers. A single piece of news spreads like wildfire from the cafe to the market stalls. Joel Marshall is back, and everything people thought they knew about him is wrong. For Ross, the revelation lands like a punch to the gut. He had spent months trying to rebuild his life, convincing himself that Joel was a closed chapter, a mistake buried in the past. But Joel's sudden reappearance doesn't just reopen old wounds, it tears them wide open. Because this isn't the same Joel people remember. Vicki is the first to notice something is off. She sees it in Ross's face before he even says a word, the flicker of fear, the hesitation. Ross has always been guarded, but this is different. This is someone bracing for impact. When she finally confronts him, demanding answers, Ross hesitates, and that hesitation says more than words ever could. "What aren't you telling me?" Vicki presses, her voice tight with suspicion. Ross tries to deflect, but the truth is clawing its way out. Joel hasn't just come back to Walford. He's come back with a purpose. And that purpose is tied to Ross in ways Vicki never imagined. As the truth unfolds, the pieces begin to click into place. Joel had been keeping secrets, dangerous ones, and somehow Ross had been tangled up in them long before anyone realized. What seemed like a distant connection is suddenly revealed to be something far more personal, and far more threatening. Vicki feels the ground shift beneath her. The man she trusted, the life she believed in. It all starts to feel uncertain. She isn't just dealing with Joel's return. She's confronting the possibility that Ross has been hiding something all along. Meanwhile, Joel himself remains an enigma. When he finally steps back into Albert Square, there's no grand entrance. Just a quiet, calculated presence. He watches. He listens. And when he finally locks eyes with Ross, there's a knowing look. A silent message that only they understand. It's enough to send Ross spiraling. Their first confrontation is electric. No shouting, no physical fight. Just tension thick enough to suffocate. Joel speaks calmly, almost too calmly, as if he's already won whatever game he's playing. "You didn't think it was over, did you?" he says, his voice low. Ross's response is sharp, defensive, but underneath it all is fear. Because Joel knows something. Something that could destroy everything Ross has built. Back at home, Vicki struggles to process it all. She wants to believe Ross, to trust that whatever happened in the past is just that, the past. But Joel's presence lingers like a shadow, and doubt begins to creep in. The turmoil between Ross and Vicki grows with each passing moment. Conversations turn into arguments. Silence becomes more telling than words. Vicki demands honesty, but Ross can't give it, not fully. Not yet. Because the truth is bigger than both of them. As the days unfold, the tension spreads beyond just the trio. The square begins to feel the ripple effects. People start asking questions. Rumors swirl. And Joel, always watching, seems to thrive on the uncertainty he's created. But the real shock comes when Joel drops his bombshell. In a moment that leaves Ross visibly shaken and Vicki utterly stunned, Joel reveals the one thing no one saw coming. A connection, a secret, a truth that changes everything. It's not just about the past anymore. It's about the present and the future. And suddenly Ross and Vicki aren't just dealing with emotional fallout. They're facing a reality that could tear them apart for good. Vicki's world fractures in that instant. The man she thought she knew feels like a stranger. The life she envisioned slips through her fingers. And standing at the center of it all is Joel, the catalyst of chaos. Ross for the first time looks completely lost. The weight of his choices, his silence, his secrets, it all comes crashing down. He tries to reach out to Vicki to explain, to fix things. But some truths don't come with easy explanations. As Walford watches the drama unfold, one thing becomes painfully clear. This is only the beginning. Joel didn't come back for closure. He came back to rewrite the story. And in doing so, he's pushed Ross and Vicki to the brink, where love, trust, and truth collide in the most devastating way possible. Because in Albert Square, secrets never stay buried. And when they rise, they take everything down with them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.